Okay, so here goes my absolute favorite experience. Okay, so I had just moved to the town that I living now, and I was getting away from my ex, who I found out was very gifted and was mind controlling me and do a lot of things, and so I had to break free, and I moved here. And so when I moved here, I had a lot of questions. I started to believe in spirituality. Before that, I believed in religion. I was a Christian, but there was a lot of questions in Christianity and religion that I had that could not be answered. And so I was looking into spirituality. What does that mean? And I came across the concept of my ancestors. And it was the first time I ever heard about it. And I was like, okay, well, I don't understand this. And I know for a fact, even if I don't believe in religion anymore, I know for a fact that God is real, because God is what saved me and delivered me from my ex. And so, and what he did to me. And so, I had prayed, and I was like, God, I don't understand spirituality. I don't understand my ancestors. I need answers. I have lots of questions. And before I go down this road, I need to know that this is the truth. And you are the one that I'm asking, God. Please give me a sign. Make it clear cut. Make it understand that you heard me and you are answering my questions. I have questions. I need answers. That was what I prayed. I laid down and I went to sleep. At the time, I was staying with a girl who was helping me out because I was homeless, because I had to leave because of my ex. You know, I just left. He had me in a situation where he was taking my money. I just had to go. So I didn't lock the door when I had laid down. I prayed. I laid down. And I heard someone come in, and I thought it was her. I thought it was her coming home. And she started talking. I was like, huh, girlie, what's going on, you know? And she said, the person said, you have questions? And I have answers. And so I was like, huh? I have questions. Like, what are you talking about? I opened my eyes, and it's this lady who just standing there I've never seen before in my life. I don't know who she is, what's going on, you know. So I immediately sit up, you know, and she's like, you have questions? I have answers. And she's looking like, they said you have questions. They said you have questions. You have questions? I have answers. I have answers. And I'm like, whoa, you know. And when I moved here, before I moved to where I'm at, I was a mental health caseworker for the state. You know, I had worked with people who had diagnosis for schizophrenia and mental health orders. So I recognized the sign. I recognized that she had a mental health disorder. And so I was like, whoa, like, okay, like, where does this lady coming from? Like, what the hell? This lady just busted into the door. I need to make sure I lock my door. Lock your doors. Make sure you lock your doors. Your mental doors too, but lock your doors. So anyway, I look up and I'm like, oh, you know, immediately my training kicked in. I'm like, oh, why, yes, I do have questions. You want to talk? Let's talk. I understand that you have something that you want to talk with me about. Why don't we go outside and talk? Because I'm very intrigued with what you have to say. Come on, follow me. And I stand up and I start guiding her towards the door, you know? And so I'm like, after you. And she walks out the door. She's talking as she walks out the door. And I immediately slam the door because I'm like, look, I don't have time to deal with this shit right now. Like, this lady just busted into this house. I don't even live here. It's not my house. What the hell is going on? And so I locked the door. And behind the door, she's like, no, they said you have questions. Why? You said that she have questions. You promised me that this was the place I'm supposed to go to. And now look, what is it? Stop plaguing me. Leave me alone. And I thought about it. And she was screaming, you have questions. I have answers. And I was like, wait a minute. Holy fuck. I did just pray that. And so I immediately opened the door. And I swear to God, you have questions. I have answers. I'm like, holy fuck. And I opened the door and she was gone. There was nobody there. I looked down the breezeway. I ran down the breezeway. Nobody was there. Ran to the other side. Nobody was there. I was like, shit. What the fuck just happened? So it's two things I take away from that. One, yes, God really does answer prayers. No matter what, I've had experiences that no matter how conscious I get, I will always believe in the fact that God is real. 2, in that scenario, with me being the person that was a trained professional and her being the person that was technically considered mental health, you could tell that she was mental health. Something was talking to her, something was plaguing her mind. She would be labeled as a schizophrenic. But was she really? Because she knew that I had questions that needed to be answered. And God sent her to me as a clear-cut sign.